Voyage.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Rated E for everyone. Includes in-game purchases. Includes random items. EA Sports FC 26 is here. Play your way this holiday season with an overhauled gameplay experience powered by community feedback. Enjoy festive upgrades in Ultimate Team with winter wildcards. Take on holiday-themed challenges and manage your career, like navigating the busy Christmas period. And team up with friends and clubs with new tournaments and live events. The club is yours. Give the gift of football with EA Sports FC 26.
When I was 5, I had a nightmare about a fatal car accident. I would learn that I had experienced my death in another life. This would be my first of many connection points to different past life expressions, as they were to be called by John. But when I started to visit John Lennon in heaven, I had an encounter with my past self unlike any I'd ever had before. One day, I described to Ari a particularly ecstatic, ethereal space I'd experienced with John.
Again, I asked if there was some jealousy on his part.
Well, he tried to hide it, but I just ignored it too. I was so busy writing up my notes about my visits to Arcadia, living all aspects of my life, but then the incident happened.
This sounds ominous.
At the time, which was 1990, I was working on a word processor.
Those things that were halfway between a typewriter and a simple computer. But by then, personal computers were available at the time. The word processor was archaic.
Right, I know. And Ari would constantly suggest that I upgrade and get a real computer. But being me, I wasn't interested yet. But then I needed to combine some files, which I had done before, so I didn't really know how to do that. So I just said, Ari, can you help me to combine these files? He tells me to go make dinner for the family while he figures this out. A little later, I'm in the kitchen, making mashed potatoes with greens and chicken sausage, and Ari shows up in the doorway, white as a sheet. Het is weg. Het is allemaal weg.
For those of us who don't speak Dutch?
It's gone. It's all gone.
Wait, are you saying that instead of fixing your problem, he erased it?
The whole project.
How? Did you have backup?
Just my handwritten notes and my very, very strong memory. He was right. If I'd had a computer, this wouldn't have happened.
Did you interpret this as a message that you should stop the project?
Well, I was horrified by what had happened. Yes, I thought about it. I thought that's what it meant, but I decided it wasn't a sign to end the project. And I was afraid I would forget important things naturally, which I probably did, but they came out somehow. And I'd been working on this project for 3 years. So, to help me out, I went to see a friend, Hans, a hypnotist, a few hours trained right away, to help me remember everything that I had potentially lost.
Tell us what it was like going to him. What does it look like to go under hypnosis? I picture a guy with a German accent swinging a pocket watch in front of my face. You're getting sleepy, sleepy.
Yeah, right. Well, Hans was a little more high-tech. He had electrodes that would connect to my fingers, and this gave him a read of how deeply I was under. But mostly it's no tech at all, because done with a soothing voice, counting backwards from 10, and I began to describe my surroundings. What it looks like, how does it feel, who was there. He asked me, do you know the date?
So Hans put you under. What did you see?
Something that took me by surprise. I saw myself in a kitchen with a young black girl. It looked like it was a house of a family living like 100 years before. And I wasn't named Linda. I hadn't even been born yet as Linda. In this previous life, Linda was called Sandy.
Back at the mystical ocean with its roaring surf, mighty coastal winds, and blowing sands, I shiver beneath my cape. Maybe I should have turned up the heater in my study before venturing here again. After all, it had been snowing outside when I left. As usual, the colors of this place are remarkably alive. I take pleasure in the stretches of whitish sand surrounding me, the dunes and rolling hills, and the distant blue and green mountains crowned with white haze. Not bad. Soon it becomes so hot that I remove my cape, revealing what I'm wearing underneath: a delicate pink, low-bodiced gown. On my feet are dainty white-laced boots. My hair is swept up in the back and tied with a large satin bow. What's all this? By now it's hot and humid. I blink as I begin to observe how the surroundings have altered. The beach has become smaller, the surf is less pounding, and the hills and mountains are gone. I am carrying a parasol and quickly open it to protect myself from the intense glare. It has become sultry. Every breeze is a welcome relief. Strolling along the strange new shoreline, I detect a tiny form in the distance moving in my direction. She is a black woman, young and beautiful. Her plain, light yellow dress stands out against her dark skin. Her hair is coiled neatly. She sees me. She smiles with a mischievous I instantly recognize. Gracie! I drop my parasol, sprint in her direction, and throw my arms around her neck. Why'd you have to go and die?
Lord almighty! Ain't this a homecoming?
I missed you so much I thought I was going to die myself. And then I went and did it anyway.
You shouldn't have done it, Miss Sandy. All those folks missed you something terrible.
Well, that's how I felt about you, Gracie. Why did you leave me?
Miss Sandy, you know why that happened. You know the Lord called my name, and I had to answer him.
But your baby, Gracie, your poor little baby.
I know, Sandy, I know. But my sister reared him like I reared you.
I stand and stare incredulously at this treasured soul.
Remember this? Miss Mary Mac, 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 all dressed in black, 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 with silver buttons, 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 all down her back, back, back.
Gracie points to a blue checkered tablecloth spread on the sand, shaded by a large parasol.
Let's sit in the shade.
We race to it like puppies.
Miss Sandy, now you know why we both had to die when we did. Now you can see why we had to suffer.
There were things you and the baby had to learn.
That's right. Alone and together.
Oh, Gracie, you always amazed me. I think this must be one of the happiest days of my life.
Oh, honey, it does my heart good to be able to sit here with you and realize our lives are eternal. That such love can abide without bounds of time, place, or condition.
She looks at me with a gleam in her eyes.
We're free, totally free.
Gracie embraces me. Overcome, I cannot look at her. Inhaling deeply, I taste the sea. This is the beach where we used to play. You would come along to make sure we didn't drown ourselves. I miss those days.
You must be starving.
She produces a wicker picnic basket. Gracie offers me a homemade white roll stuffed with cold breaded chicken. We eat in silence, finishing off our meal with chocolate cake. I scarcely knew my real mother. You were always there when she wasn't.
Why don't you lie down and take a nap?
Oh, I will. I'm so tired. But please, Gracie, would you sing me some of your old songs?
You sure could sing 'em yourself, honey. I loved seeing you sing 'em like me. You were like my own little sister.
I curl up under the shade of the blue parasol.
Time traveling, here below. I'm a long time traveling away from my home. I'm a long time traveling here below. Gonna lay this body down. Now when I can read my title clear, 2 mansions in the sky, I'll bid farewell to every fear. I'll wipe my weeping eye.
God, Gracie, I remember that one so well. Sing the one about the angels.
You haven't changed one bit. Oh, how does that one go?
I watch with anticipation as she closes her eyes, tosses her head back, and lets her voice sail out to the Atlantic surf.
My latest sun is sinking fast. The race is almost run. My strongest trials now are past. My triumph is begun. Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Bear me away on your snowy wings to my immortal home. Bear me away on your snowy wings to my immortal home.
Her song lulls me into a deep, untroubled sleep. I enter a dreamland of childhood memories, of shimmering yellow heat, abundant shades of green. The fresh, sweet smells, always those smells. I wake, inhaling cool, moist air. My eyes focus on a brown cowboy boot and blue jeans. Looking up with a start, I see John sitting next to me. His long hair is ruffled and parted down the middle. He seems older and more weather-beaten, like a hardened sailor or sea captain. His folded arms leaning against his knees, he stares into the misty, white-capped sea.
Well, hello there, dear. You've rested well. I thought you needed it. It's great to have you back. You've been through a lot. You have to take care of yourself.
I inspect the rough, faded material we're sitting on. A large white umbrella gives us shade.
Something to drink?
Sure. He reaches into a weather-beaten wicker basket. It's the same basket as Gracie's. Have you been waiting a long time?
What's time here?
He hands me a cold bottle of beer. You know, John, I never counted on this being so real when I started off. I was afraid it was merely an artistic endeavor. But now...
It's something I wanted to tell you from the onset, but it wouldn't have worked. It was something you needed to come to on your own.
I can appreciate that. It reminds me of being a parent. There are so many things I'd love to do for my offspring to help them grow.
They've got to do it themselves.
I don't think I'll ever get over Gracie.
You don't have to.
But sometimes, in my heart, she seems to outshine even you.
She's in me, dear.
At first I couldn't believe it. But of course it made perfect sense. John was Gracie. I lunge at John to hug him, spilling beer on the faded cloth. Help me to remember that, okay?
That shan't be difficult. Shall we go for a walk?
As I stand, I realize my long pink frock has turned into a Kelly green jumpsuit. If I had all these clothes on Earth, I'd have to have a bigger closet. Where are we going?
I promised I'd show you my school, right? I'll let you in on a secret. You're part of it this very moment. The principle of learning is at work everywhere, starting with your school of life on Earth, instructing folks in the hidden universal laws which need to be complied with. And, once a person leaves the material world, she enters another place of learning.
Learning never stops.
Not in the physical world, and not here. School's not something you can escape, even in death.
How does Arcadia stack up to Quarry Bank High School for Boys?
A wee bit nicer. And no one wraps your knuckles for making jokes.
What was the significance of this event to you at the time?
I was totally overcome with grief. I couldn't believe what I was feeling, how real it was, an emotion that I'd never felt. I cried and I cried and I cried. I just couldn't stop crying because in this session of hypnosis, I discovered that Gracie, this young black teenager, was an earlier expression of John.
This happened over 30 years ago. Do you reflect on it differently now?
Well, it lit me on fire. I felt so connected with present-day tragic inequities, and yes, it set me off, and to tell you the truth, I don't know if I ever recovered from that experience of seeing that had been John.
I got a dead mother inside of me.
John Lennon in Heaven is a production of Voyage Media. The series is produced by Nat Mundel, Robert Mitas, Dan Benamor, and Adam Prince. Written and directed by Adam Prince, based on the novel John Lennon in Heaven by Linda Keene. The novel is available on Amazon. A link is in the show notes. Starring Steve Corona as John and Laura Jane Salvato as Linda. Additional cast credits are available in the show notes. Edited, sound design, and mixed by Andres Coca. Original music by Derlis Gonzalez and Beyond Abbey. If you're enjoying the show, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or anywhere you're listening, and subscribe now for future episodes.
I got